This video is brought to you by Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly subscription box for guys who give a damn. Each box is packed with high quality gear and useful advice to help step up your life. The contents of each box ranges from tools and drinks to gear for style and travel, like this switchback box for outdoors, which includes a compass, solar lantern, fire starting kit with stormproof matches, a shovel, and a more knife craft line. When you sign up, you'll take a quiz that helps teach Bespoke your interests, and at the beginning of each month, you'll get to see what's inside your box before it ships. If you don't like it, you can choose from other boxes available, skip that month, or return or exchange it hassle-free, and you can even add on other items from their store to ship with your box. For members, each box will cost $45 with free shipping, $55 for non-members, and has a total value of at least $70, often much more. If you want to see what it's all about, join the club using the link in the description and use coupon code BEST20 to get 20% off your first box. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Taylor Martin. This is the Best Damn EDC, and it's time for another EDC Weekly. It's been a few weeks since I've said that, and it feels good. There are tons of community announcements, so without any further delay, first up, earlier this week I uploaded a video. It was called Help Us Find the Best EDC Knife Under $50 or something along those lines. In short, I'm doing a video working with Zach from Blade HQ, Talon Sai, and you guys to create a collaborative list of the best knives under $50. So Zach sent this knife right here, the Civivi Elementum. Boy, it's nice. It's so nice. Talon, his pick was the Kershaw Cryo 2, and he also sent the Mermaid because, of course he did. And wait, actually, hold on. This deserves a spot in my set. It's time. So pretty much since I moved to this office, I've had this knife in the hand. This is the Svord Peasant knife in wood. It's a beautiful knife. Very, very simple. But I think there is only one knife that can go in this hand now. And this will have a place on my set. The Mermaid is going on the shelf. And of course that means that you guys have to choose and I have to choose a knife. I'm going to choose a knife after all is said and done. But you guys, if you want to choose a knife, go over to that video. At the top of that description or also down below is a poll. You can take that poll and help choose the community pick for the best knife under $50. Right now, it's the Tenacious. Anything could change, but I think the Tenacious has won it. So I'm going to call it pretty soon, and I'll buy a Tenacious, and then I will make my choice for the best knife under $50. And then I'll do a video talking about all of them after I've used them and carried them for a while. Also, next week, I've got a pretty cool video coming up, something that I've wanted to do for a while. These pins have popped up in the show a ton, and I've seen them all over Instagram. They are really, really neat, but these are actually the new ones, the ones that aren't out yet. These are the Tice Scribe Minis in brass, copper, and of course, titanium. These come out pretty soon. The pre-order ends at the end of this month, but I will be going over these next week to tell you more about them and just give you some of my thoughts after having used them and carried them for a little bit. Of course, right now, I'm carrying the Parker Jotter because, well, I'm doing this budget video, and look at that. It keeps sticking on me. Yeah, fun stuff. Love it. Can't wait for this thing to be over. I'm joking, it's actually going pretty well. But with that said, there were a couple of giveaways that I needed to get out of the way. The winner for the July giveaway is right here. With this submission, congrats, I will be in touch. And the cadet that I said I was going to give away with the last EDC Weekly, I said choose a number between 2,000 and 3,000. I would pick a random number, and whoever got it first or got the closest would win my personal cadet that I've carried. This is the winner right here with a comment with the closest guess. It was only one number off, and I will be in touch with you as well. Plus, back when I did my last personal EDC update video, I said I was giving away magnetic quick releases. I totally forgot. I picked a winner, but I totally forgot to get in touch with him. Jonathan L., if you see this, comment down below or DM me on Discord again. I saw that you DM'd me, but I was on vacation, I think, when I got that DM. Or actually, I think I was at Blade Show. I can't remember. Either way, sorry, I totally missed it. I dropped the ball. I'm going to send you some magnetic quick releases and a couple other goodies. So just DM me on Discord and we'll get that squared away. Also, I have the Discord up right now just because, and if you haven't already, join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. It's chaos over there. It's pretty poppin'. There are almost 4,000 members. That's crazy to me. But yeah, go join. It's getting better and better every single day, or worse. I don't know. It's a thing that we do. I spend a lot of time in there, and moving on. But with that said, this week there's no theme. I just went through and picked 5 of the best submissions this month so far. And of course, we're halfway through the month, but the submissions have died down a little bit. I kind of expected that because I said I was going to take a little bit of a step back from the EDC Weekly, but don't stop submitting. Go to edcw.co, submit your EDC. You're still entered into the giveaway. You still may pop up in a video like this. So go to edcw.co, submit your EDC. You may be featured and you may win some cool gear. But with all of that stuff out of the way, let's do the damn thing. Gonna lie, I'm a little bit out of practice here. Can you guys see the mermaid? Can you tell it's a mermaid? I think it looks great up there. It's that nice pop of color that we needed. What do you think? I think it's perfect. Now we need just some like bougie watch to put on the wrist. First up, we have a submission from Jacob Painter. You can find him over on Instagram at Jacob Painter, but I selected this photo for one reason and one reason only, and it's because it made me sad. I'll explain in a minute. But first up in the top left of the photo is his firearm. That is the 6-hour P238. He holds that in a Kydex DCH holster. Next to that is the watch he wears, which is the Boulder Supply Company Expedition. That is the Rainier colorway. And then below the firearm is his flashlight of choice. That's the Streamlight PT1L. Below that is his pin. That's the Polka pin in orange. And he also has a Fisher Space pin refill inside that. Below that is his knife, which is the Gerber Quadrant. And then below that is the Travex Wallet Original 1.0. Jacob says, was never a huge fan of Gerber, but this quadrant has converted me. I love the sheepsfoot blade and bamboo scales, also loving my Boulder expedition. So there's been a lot of discussion in the Discord in the Watches channel over Boulder Watches and a lot of micro brands. Personally, I love some of their work. I love the watches they sent me. While they're not perfect for me, I think they were really nice quality. And this watch right here is still one that I want so bad. I was actually in an eBay bid for this exact colorway and I lost it at the last second. I still think it's just a handsome watch, and a lot of people in the Discord disagree, but I mean, that's the thing about watches. They're so personal and based on style. I dislike, I'd say 90 to 95% of the watches I see in the Discord, and I know, or even submitted to the show, I know they're nice watches. I can respect the machining and the engineering and the quality, but I just don't like the aesthetics. It's not my style. This is my style. Citizen watch that I chose instead of the Boulder because I couldn't find a Boulder. I'm very happy with it, but they're all kind of field watch style, sort of chronographs. I still love this watch, despite everybody hating it in the Discord. Like, I still love the watch. And kudos to you for getting one. They're gone now, but and I'm just not a huge fan of the new Expedition watch. Anyway, I'd also be interested in trying some of the new Gerber stuff. Just to change the subject for a minute, Gerber has really turned it around. So they still use some really budget steels, which is perfectly fine. That's not really an issue. Like, a lot of steel snobs will call it an issue or say it's an issue, but it's truly not. At the end of the day, a blade steel is a blade steel, and as long as you can keep it sharp and use it, if it cuts, right? We get a little snobby about that. But Gerber's designs lately have been pretty interesting, and they've started using nicer steels and trying to pay a little more attention to quality, especially for their American-made stuff. But I love the handle on that. I love the bamboo and the black. The contrast is awesome. And you've put together this carry pretty well with that brown and black combo. Really cool EDC. Thank you for submitting. And you have a second entry into the August giveaway. Next up, we have a submission from Josh Willits. You can find him over on Instagram at Willits Josh. I chose this submission because it was a nice photo. I liked the rock being in there for some reason. It just felt like you put a little extra effort into like laying this out. I don't know. I just like the photo, and I like some of the gear quite a bit. I recently actually got a Travex link in the mail. I got 2 of them in the mail. I will be doing a video on Travex very, very soon, but the link is an interesting piece that I'll get to later, not in this video, but I've got some points I want to make about the link, and also these pry bars. I want to do a video on pry bars. I've gathered up a whole bunch of them. I've got a pretty nice collection, and I get a lot of questions about pry bars, so I think I'm going to answer why people carry them, what I do with one, why I have one in my EDC, and also the different ones that you can buy. First up, in the top left of the photo is his firearm. That is the Glock 19 Gen 5. And he has that in a QVO tactical holster. To the far right of the photo is the Sandpack Company X-Pack wallet, and then below that is his knife of choice. That's of course the Spyderco Paramilitary 3. On that he has a Lynch Northwest short clip, and he also has a Travex link below that holding all of his keys, and the Lynch Northwest All Access Pass 1.5. And another thing to note really quickly is if you pay attention to the keys really quickly, there's a tiny little Sasquatch keychain. I think that thing is badass. That's really cool. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe I am, I don't know, but it also is probably a bottle opener because everything is a bottle opener. But if that's a bottle opener, that's one that I'm like, yes, that's okay. The bottle opener is integrated into a cool or quirky design. Yes, I like it. Anyway, Josh says, this is my current EDC. The only thing that changes is the firearm. It goes into my EDC pack while I'm working. The gun is a stock Gen 5 Glock 19 in a QVO tactical holster. I'm a huge Glock fan and probably wouldn't carry anything else. And the holster is pretty comfortable for an all Kydex appendix holster. The wallet is an X-Pack wallet from Sandpack Company. It's lightweight, but still holds tri-folded bills and a ton of cards. My knife changes daily, but the Spyderco Paramilitary 3 in S30V is my go-to. The Lynch clip is a must. My keys are on a Travex link, and the Sasquatch keychain is sentimental, but it also does a great job opening bottles. It is. Look at that. Finally, my newest addition is the Lynch Northwest All Access Pass 1.5. I absolutely love this thing, and I've only had it for a couple of days. I agree. So I've got this in my pocket. This is a Lynch Northwest All Access Pass 2.0. This thing is so good, and I don't know how to explain it to somebody who doesn't carry a pry bar or doesn't need one. For me, I need one in my EDC, and that brings up a really great thing about the budget carry that I'm doing, the budget challenge, whatever it is. I don't like calling it a challenge because it's not really a challenge in that, like, the gear's fine. It functions, it works, it's fine. It's not hard to carry. The challenge in it really is that I'm not carrying the stuff I normally carry. I'm carrying that whip kit, which was a suggestion from a comment, which is a wallet, watch, knife, flashlight, keys, and watch. It's not the stuff I would normally carry. I typically, in fact, for years, I've carried a pry bar or pry tool of some sort. And for me, it's a huge thing to have, especially when working with camera gear. I've always got to take off a plate from my camera or put something on, pry something open. Like, I need a pry tool very frequently. And that has been the biggest challenge in this challenge so far, is not having something like that on me all the time. I've ended up having to use my knife as a pry bar, and I don't like that. Like, if I slip, I cut my hand. Like, I don't like it. I'd rather have a dedicated tool for that. Something small, lightweight. And these things, they fit the bill so well. I sell several different versions of pry tools over on Carry Commission. Pry tools, I'm a huge fan of them. Maybe you're not. Josh is seeking something. He said, if I had to add something, it would be a flashlight. I love the magnetic charging caps on Olights, but I want a slim flashlight. There's no really slim flashlight with magnetic recharging. There's just not. I've seen AA's and AAA's with USB ports in them. So if you don't want to use disposable batteries, you can get a rechargeable AA or AAA battery. You'll spend a little more for it. You have to take the flashlight apart and plug in the battery, but that's still better than, having to swap batteries all the time. In worst case scenario, if the battery dies on you, you can throw that one in your pocket and go pick one up at the store and throw it in. Whereas with something like an Olight, if you don't have spare batteries on you, you're probably not going to find a spare at a store nearby without having a specialty store or something like that. I don't think you can get CR123s or 18650s at like Walmart. Can you? I've never looked, but if you can, let me know, because that would be good to know. Really cool carry. Thank you for submitting. You now have a second entry into the August giveaway. The next submission comes from Tracy. You can find them over on Instagram at TracyPress_EDC. And this is a pretty simple hand dump with some interesting knives and a pen that I'm kind of on the fence about. First up, underneath everything in the photo is the Log and Jotter notebook, and that is sitting underneath a Mighty Hank's Blue Steel Hank. On top of that, in the top left of the photo is the Lynch Northwest All Access Pass 1.5, and next to that is the Spyderco Dragonfly, and next to that is the Spyderco McBee, and then finally in the bottom right of the photo is the TI or Tie 2 design Super Shorty Tech Liner. Now these popped up on Urban EDC Supply, I think this week or last week. Pretty interesting little pin, because instead of it having like a twist cap or anything, it is a capped pin, but it's held in place with magnets. One, that adds to the fidget factor of it, but two, the tip of this pin looks a little funky to me. It doesn't have your typical tip like this where it comes down to a point. It like rounds off back here and the refill sticks out like a 1/4 inch or more. I think it's a really neat design. I like the looks of the pen. I like the size of the pen. I'm a huge fan of smaller pens, but this one, I'm so on the fence about it. Have any of you tried one of these tech liners or the Tie 2 design pens? So what are your thoughts? Like, does that bother you? The tip of the pen just ends and then there's a refill sticking out like a 1/4 inch? Tracy says, the one item I never go without is my Mighty Hanks. I know it seems crazy, but I find myself reaching for my Hank more than any piece of gear. A little sweat, Hank. Glasses foggy, Hank. Phone dirty, Hank. Camera dirty, Hank. Knife dirty, Hank. Also, I love my traditional feeling it gives me. Not to mention, it's a great conversation piece simply because no one carries a Hank anymore. That would be true if we were not focusing on the EDC community. Here in the EDC world, there's a ton of people carrying Hanks. In fact, I got this one from someone named Rue in the Discord server. I used it because I spilled my drink a minute ago and wiped up all my drink. So I also carry a Hank. This is a really great carry. Like I said, you guys know I love these all access passes. The pin, I'm on the fence about. I'm not really getting into pins. I'm just starting to have a massive collection of them. But the knives, those I'm not sure I can get behind because they're so small. The more I carry smaller knives, like this Cutjack Mini, which is not a terribly small knife, the more I carry knives that are on the smaller side, the more I like bigger knives. I'm just a big knife guy. Like, I'd rather have too much knife than not enough. And I'm fully aware that the tiny blades on Swiss Army knives are more than enough for 90% of tasks, but I would still much rather have more knife than I need than, come up on a situation where I don't have enough knife. I'd just rather have a knife that I can get a really good purchase on and hold really tight just in case, like I prefer something beefier, but I love the look of that McBee, but a tiny little knife. Anyway, thank you for submitting, Tracy. You now have a second entry into the August giveaway. The fourth submission this week comes from Austin Wiley. You can find him over on Instagram at Lone Wolf EDC. And this was also just a pretty cool picture. This is a rock solid budget carry. So first up in the center of the photo is his knife of choice. That is the Kaiser Sheepdog Mini. And above that is his wallet, the recycled firefighter wallet. To the left of that is the Casio watch. That's the World Time watch AE 1200 WHD. And on that is of course a green NATO strap. To the right of the photo is the Olight i3E EOS. And then below that is the Leatherman Squirt. And on his keys is a titanium pry tool that he made himself. And it also looks like there's some sort of magnetic quick release on the keychain, but he doesn't say anything about that, so I don't know what it is. But Austin says, I modded the Kaiser myself. I enjoy modding most knives I own just to make them different and unique. I milled the grooves in the spine and acid washed the blade along with heat coloring the hardware. I also made the pry tool and find myself using it a lot more than I thought I would. I know, it happens. I'm a CNC machinist on second shift, so I use the flashlight a lot after work. I use the knife to cut zip ties off material that I will be machining. I use the watch to tell time, of course, and switched to a minimalist wallet and haven't regretted it for a second. I really like the recycled firefighter wallet. I watch every video you post and enjoy seeing new gear and also what gear works for other people. Keep up the amazing work, sir. Well, thank you. That means a lot. I love when I hear that people enjoy what they're watching, but also that they watch every video. Thank you. That means so much to me. But this carry is really neat because juxtaposed to all of these pretty expensive carries, I think most of them before this have been fairly expensive. You've got a $500 watch and the first one $600 technically. And you've got the PM3, the Travax Link, and Lynch Northwest, and both of the second and third. You've got some Spyderco's and that Tie 2 design. I'm pretty sure everything here is probably under $150. The Kaiser Mini Sheepdog is about $65, I think. The wallet is probably about 15 or 20. You've got a $10 flashlight, which he probably got that for free, so for shipping $5 during the Epic sale or whatever that sale was that Olight did. You've got the World Time watch, which you can find at Walmart for like 10 or 15 bucks. DIY tool, DIY pry tool, so cost of materials. And then you've got the Squirt, which you can find for about 20 bucks. So this is a pretty budget friendly carry. It's not the most budget friendly, but I think it is rock solid for that price. I like the photo too. I don't know what this is on. That green painted wood with the chipped paint, really good. I like the texture, I like the mood, really good job. Thank you for submitting. You now have a second entry into the August giveaway. Fifth and final featured submission this week comes from someone who's been featured on the show in the past, and that is Lassi Paasi, I don't know. But you can find them over on Instagram at Paasi Puko. I don't know, it's all here. Anyway, this photo looks almost like something you'd see in a magazine. It was put together really well. The lighting is pretty good, and it just, I don't know, it's got that vibe, like lifestyle photography that you'd see in a magazine. The only thing that I would change, like if I were to take this myself, I would retake it to get a little bit of that light glare off the leather. And that's really it. Really great. All you would do is maybe diffuse the light source a little bit with even wax paper. Wax paper works wonders as a diffuser, but sorry, we need to get out of the weeds. First up, in the top left of the photo is the brass Zippo. And then below that is a sterling silver Paasi Puko Signet ring. That's sitting on top of a DIY bifold leather wallet. And inside there is a Zebra T Mini 3. And on top of the wallet is a brass pry bar that he made himself. In the center of the photo is the Boker Plus Titanium Urban Trapper Petite, and then below that is his watch, the Casio G-Shock Square GW-B5600 HR-1ER. Casio, fix your names, please. Come up with like nicknames. Keep that as like your reference number, but come up with a nickname. If there is a nickname for this one, make it more apparent. Next to that is the Big Idea Design TPT, which he keeps on a pocket dangler. And then he also has the Machine Era Field Pin Compact in brass and a Mastrop Brass AAA pocket flashlight. Not pictured here is his key organizer pouch that he DIY'd and the phone which he used to take the picture, which was the Apple iPhone 8. He says, I could go on for weeks talking about my stuff, but I'll try to keep it short. Feel free to shorten. I probably will have to. I've been upgrading my EDC slowly for a while now and still have a long way to go before I reach my dream EDC, if there is even such a thing. However, I'm quite happy with how it looks at the moment. A few add-ons are still in the mail, but this is what it looks like now. I've had that brass Zippo for over 20 years and I love the scratches, dents, and patina it has gathered over the years. The Sing It ring is an updated silver version from an earlier boring steel ring I made, and it has my family emblem and since 2015 my company logo. This one is made by a goldsmith friend of mine and I love it because of what it represents. I almost never take it off. My wallet is a DIY leather bifold I made a while ago and it fits all 5 cards I need, and it also fits my backup Zebra T mini ballpoint pen. In Finland these pry bars are a totally unknown thing, so I decided to make one before I buy one just to see what the fuss is all about. So far I've only opened a few bottles with it. I think I might remove it from my EDC. Okay, well there's the opposite side of that. The Urban Trapper Petite is one of my favorite knives ever. Small but still more than capable of tackling all light tasks it needs to do along the day. And man, it's gorgeous, super sharp, and the action is so sweet. I bought a cheap square G-Shock a while ago and instantly fell in love with it, so I wanted a bit better version for my everyday use. This one never runs out of battery as long as there is light on the world, and as long as there are those 6 certain satellites in the sky, it always shows the correct time. I'm pretty sure that the TPT is a familiar item to almost everyone already, so it needs no introduction. The Machine Era Field Pin Compact is my favorite EDC pin at the moment, and until I find a better one, it will stay in my carry. And he says he's seeking something. At the moment, I'm slowly shifting into titanium with some of my items, and the next one on the list is probably a flashlight, preferably titanium and AAA size. There was a Claris MI7 titanium flashlight I dropped, but it didn't get enough participation, so I didn't get that. All suggestions are welcome. Prometheus Lights, they rolled out titanium beta QRs, so that's the one I have. I don't have it with me, but yeah, that's my suggestion, is the Prometheus, because it has a quick release on it. You could also get it in brass. I see brass here, but I said you're going for titanium. It comes in brass and titanium, so if you want to stick to brass at any point, you could go brass instead of titanium. And I will say that your pry bar here, really it is redundant in your carry, because the TPT, that little bit on the tail of it, can be used as a pry tool, but also the bottle opener. It has a bottle opener built in, so you don't need a bottle opener and a pry tool, especially in one that's that small, because the TPT is actually going to do a better job, probably. I mean, not to like knock your design, you made this, but it's a very simple design. It's a very small one. TPT's bigger, has about the same prying surface area, and then you also have bottle opener. So you could remove it, keep your titanium, and you've already got your pry tool right there. Boom. Fixed your EDC. No, really great picture, man. It's really, really awesome. I love the patina, and I struggle with this a lot. I love brass, and I love copper, and I love the patina, but I also love titanium, and it doesn't patina as well. Like, you could carry this thing for a year, 2 years, and it's going to look about the same. It's going to have some snail trails, and that's about it. But they just don't look as good as brass does after like a year of use. So, I don't know. I struggle with this a lot. And recently what I've been doing is carrying like the mixture of titanium or brass, like what you're doing here. I don't know. I think it's really neat. I think people don't need to focus so much on theming their EDCs. Like, I do it a lot because it just feels natural when I have like just a pile of stuff in front of me and I can't decide what I want to carry. I just grab all titanium stuff because it's like, oh, well, you know, if I'm carrying this titanium, I'll carry this titanium. Anyway, I love this carry. I love this picture. The picture really honestly is stellar. But comparing this to your previously featured EDC, you've come a long way, man. This is really, really great. You got bit by the bug really hard, like most of us here. Really cool. I hope the flashlight suggestion helps. And thank you for submitting it. You now have a second entry into the August giveaway. That is going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful and you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe to see more stuff like this in the future. And hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. And if you want to purchase anything you saw in this video or you're interested in looking at it further, everything is linked down below. Some of those are affiliate links, so if you purchase anything using those links, I will get a little bit of a kickback. It's just a way for you to show support for the show without having to pay anything extra. Or you can also go to carry.best and buy gear directly from me, or shirts. Not this one, because this is a Patreon only shirt, but a shirt similar to this over at carry.best, or you can also go to patreon.com/bestdamnedc. You should also follow us around the web. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at bestdamnedc. You can find me, Taylor Martin, on Twitter and Instagram at CasperTech. And until next time, carry on.